What's up, nerds? How's it going? The camera looks on. Wheel camera keeps going too bright every time I turn off the stream. It looks like it worked today. Thanks for the resub, Izzy. Oh. It's cold out here. All right, Rodage, no worries. Everybody gets the same message. It seems like they join the channel and then the bot says what I'm saying, but nobody actually reads the bot. I think it's because we're all just sick of chat spam. So every once in a while I go through there and just ping all the newcomers so they read the channel rules and press the button that gets them the roll. Because a lot of times people will join the Discord and be like, I can't see anything. This is how we keep bots out of our Discord, though. That's how we keep bots and spammers out of our Discord. You have to be at least this tall to read. Hey, what's up, Portal? You saw that, eh? It was really funny on my way over there. I had not been in a hurry to get anywhere in a really long time. I got stuck behind a bunch of slow cars. And because of the slow cars, we hit every red light all the way over there. Bad luck. So I'm pretty much just fucking around for a little bit. Figured I'd turn on the stream in case anybody wants to chill. This is Hairless's dedicated server too, so it's a real nice connection. Yeah, no worries, Rodage. You're new to all this stuff, so you get a lot more forgiveness than most people would. Like folks that have, you know, joined 1,000 Discords, they already know all this stuff. They go, okay, where's the rules page? I'll click the button. But like I said, it's just about keeping bots out. It's no big deal. No big deal. That's how I mean, I'm the one who pretty much takes care of the WF Discord all the time. And Mossop helped me set it up in a way where it's like bots and spammers cannot even find their way in. So we never have a problem with bots and spammers sending direct messages to all of our friends. I haven't had to boot anybody from the server in a really long time. Thanks to Mossop. We have like 810 people in the server, and I know they're all actually people. Isn't that cool? Yeah, you're not new to Discord, but you're new to our community. You missed it. No worries. Doesn't matter. None of this is pointed at you. You just got tagged in a message. If you scroll up, you'll see that I tagged 3 other people in the last time I did it. So none of this is directed at you. It's the same thing for everybody. Some Discord servers make it easier for people to join because they want more participation, and that's fine. I'm just the only guy watching it, so I have to delegate some of my security checks to an automated system. You'll see I shared some stuff with you about the shifters there too, Rodage. Rodage, unlike many Twitch channels, never, ever feel like you have to spend a single dime. You don't get preferential treatment for being a subscriber. You don't get special kiss-ass treatment for buying merch. Just do that stuff if you want to. Everybody gets the same treatment around here. Because I don't believe in elitism, and I don't believe in giving people with money better treatment than people who don't have money. So if you decide to buy merch, only do it because you want the merch. There is no profit margin in that for me. I made it as cheap as freaking possible. I get like $1 when somebody buys a $35 sweatshirt, you know? So only do that if you actually want it. And so I would encourage you to, like, you know, just hang around for a little bit longer before you decide if you want WRF merch. Sometimes I've noticed in the past people come in and they want to be supportive and they want to subscribe and they want to buy merch and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, you don't have to. I do not gatekeep our community behind a dollar sign, you know. There is no, I mean, somebody could drop 100 subs, and I'd say thank you. Just like if somebody dropped 1 sub, I'd say thank you. I really enjoy being part of this real-life autocross group, Bridge City Autosports, and it's all about making it approachable for everybody. So you don't have to be rich, you don't have to have a super nice car, you don't have to be a really experienced driver. You know, I put all of that under the category of gatekeeping, and I dislike gatekeeping. I've been that way for a really long time. Back in school, I wore glasses for 1 year, and that's all it took for the popular kids to become very shallow in my eyes. I was like, I wear corrective lenses for 1 year. And they're like, oh, he's a nerd now. Nerd. I was like, I can still throw you like a hay bale. You might want to watch yourself. So very long time, I'd rather hang out with all the geeks and the dweebs and the nerds because they're just nicer people, you know? So I decided when I started doing this stuff on Twitch that it's going to be the exact same way. The people I associate with real life too are very much the same way. Everybody be cool, everybody's cool. Really just made the merch because everybody kept asking for it. They're like, we need WRF merch. I'm like, okay, I guess if you're actually serious, you guys have been talking about it for a year or two. All right, no problem. So when people do buy merch, it just helps us buy more parts for Cookie's rallycross car. You'll get to know all this other stuff, but I'll give you the short and skinny of it. My buddy Cookie, DJ Cookie, you might have met him in the chats. He lives up in Canada. He's been watching the channel for many years, and he decided that he'd like to lend us his old 2001 Subaru that is set up for rallycross. So that's at my house now. So if people want to go do rallycross, they call me up. I meet them at the rallycross, and we go drive it. It's just a community car, you know? It's not super powerful. It's not a turbo. It's nothing special. It's an old rust bucket, but it drives really well. And it's accessible to anybody with a license. So we hope to do that more in more regions as time goes on. Right now it's just in the Pacific Northwest, but the whole idea is we all got to start somewhere, right? So Cookie has supplied us with a car so that those who want to get started have a place to start that's economical. Basically just comes down to, it's like $100 to sign up for a rallycross, and then, you know, contribute it whatever you can to putting gas in the tank, and that's it. I'll sign up for the same rallycross and I'll meet you guys there. So that's what we're doing this season. It's that grassroots community vibe that is what our community is all about. You've met Izzy, I'm sure. I've helped Izzy and Jacob work on their car for a few years now. So I've gotten some experience working on some real rally cars for a couple different teams. And now we got our own project car to work on. Whenever you get time, you should check out the YouTube channel. Command is !YT for YouTube. There's years and years of footage of me doing autocross and hill climb and track cross and stuff in our old Ford Focus. And then now we got the Impreza also. They're both just cheap little cars. No big risk, no big money, no big power, no fancy liveries. Nothing like that yet. Maybe someday. Right now my goal is to buy a nice flatbed trailer so we can get the car to events without me having to crawl under it and disconnect the rear drive line to use my trailer dolly. Which I will do if I have to. I'd like to get a flatbed, make it a little bit easier on myself. I have a place to store it for free with the Bridge City Autosports Group, because I can store it with our team bus. Just leave the flatbed trailer there all the time. With just, you know, the deal is if I'm not going to be driving the bus, then somebody else can take the bus and take the trailer and bring their car. So I'm just, you know, it's all about community leverage for me. That's what it's always been about in motorsports and in music too, actually. Get enough people together to do a thing, it makes it a lot easier. Many hands makes light work. What's up, Hammer? Speaking of community leverage, the DD drive that I have under here is Hammer's old direct drive. Things feeling good, man. Thanks for the tuning setup on the DMs. I'm using your settings right now. Minus the 22 newtons per meter, you fucking animal. I got mine set at 5, which is plenty for me. I've gotten pretty used to getting my hands out of the way when the car torque steers itself, so that's no problem, because the real car doesn't have adjustable FFB, but, you know, marathon rally sessions with the homies, 5 Newton meters is enough to let me know that I got grip. I could probably turn it up a little bit more on this game, but I'm racing with Hairless and Rezi and Mike and Kiwi. We tend to bump into each other a lot, so just safer on my wrists to run it lower. So I'd like to offer the car for some rallycross for you guys this year. I think I already told you about a Hammer, but I'm still needing to get a flatbed trailer. But if you guys were really keen to do it, I would crawl under the car, disconnect the rear drive line, and trailer it up there on a dolly. And then we have to connect the drive line again when we get there. With the Subaru, that's only 4 bolts, though. It's a super easy thing to do. It's just that my back is not in the greatest shape for crawling under the car right now. So, I start my new job. I finally got a start date, which will be March 21st. After that, I can start saving up pretty quickly. Probably within just a couple of months, I can get a trailer for cheap. Then I'll start saving up for something better later, but you know, something functional for now. Part of the reason I have to be careful about the trailer selection is I've got a truck, but it's not like a diesel beast or anything. It's just an old Tahoe with a 5.7 liter regular gas motor in it, so it doesn't have tons and tons of torque. It's not super heavy, so you don't want your trailer to be much heavier than the car itself. I tried towing the Impreza with a steel trailer behind the Tahoe, and it worked, but I was just going across Portland, so... yeah, Hammer, the new job is working as a mechanic for the United States Postal Service fleet. I'll just be working on their little delivery, you know, the old Grumman LLVs. They're basically Chevy S10s with a aluminum box on them. So just light trucks, small stuff. But the pay is good. Pretty close to what I used to make in the event industry. I've been living on a quarter of my income for about 8 years now, so finally going back up to my regular income level is very nice. Yeah, I'm actually on a career path too, so my cousin was on contract with them, and he said, you better try to get the career and not the contract one, because you'll be better off in the long run. So that's the way I went, and was lucky enough to get it. So I got past their mechanical aptitude test, so they know that I know what I know. And when it comes down to it, little Chevy S10 pickups aren't that difficult. I was in this video interview with the 3 guys that I work for. We basically just started talking about race cars, so I'm in good company. was like, I don't know how much you guys want to hear about this, and I know you don't have time to watch videos, but there's 5 years worth of videos of me working on my buddy's rally car. And one guy's like, oh, cool, what kind of rally car? I'm like, oh, it's one of the old gen Subarus from the 90s, but it's got all the goodies on the inside, so it's an absolute beast. He's like, oh yeah, that's legit. And he's like, so you know how to get things back on the road, just kind of jerry-rig shit, right? I'm like, yep. That's the name of the game. He's like, perfect, because that's a lot of what we do. Just make the shit work so it'll go back into service next week or whatever. I'm like, I got you. I was like, I can do it the right way if you got the parts on hand, but I can slap shit back together if it needs to be that way. They were like, what's with the gaps in your employment on your resume here? I was like, that's just because nobody cares if you work for yourself, but I've been working for myself the entire time as a self-employed handyman, contractor. Work on cars, work on houses, work on painting, doing whatever. I built my own house. And they're like, you built your own house? I'm like, yep. Between the ages of 15 and 17, I spent my summertime and weekends working with my dad to build our house. That's the house I live in right now. And they're like, okay, so you obviously know how to read a manual and figure stuff out. I'm like, yep, that's the name of the game in my life. Just figure stuff out. They're like, all right, we'll give you a shot. It was pretty easy, actually. It was like 23-minute interview or something. So it worked out great. Let's see, where should we go now? Oh yeah, I can change the settings from over here. You guys got requests for car track and cars and tracks and vehicles? I can change all of the server settings over here thanks to Hairless. I'm going to take a bio break real quick and then we'll keep going. All right, just did a shout out for Chadney. You guys can follow his channel. He's going to be doing some racing things. Sometimes he's just working on his rally car too. That was his most recent stream. This is a video of him driving his other one. Group A E30 run on Nordschleife. Nice. 8 seconds of the Audi time. Nice. That's awesome. Considering the Audi is so much quicker in the straights. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's go some Nords. Changing time of day and stuff here. Yeah, they need to do something about the balancing. Like, just put these cars in their own class. You know, the BMW and the Merc are quite well paired, but the Audi screws it up. So anytime you try to have races with random people, they're just like Metacar. Really screws it up for everybody else. The hell is that? Oh, that's cool. Levelland Public Library Lake Erie weather cam. I just randomed onto that after watching Chadney's video. Yeah, well, you know, Hammer, just go beat it with the Corvette, because then at least you'll just take it from the guy who did the Corvette, right? And then you can try to beat yourself in the Porsche or whatever. Aiden, how you doing, man? Been a while. You know what's interesting is, as an engineer, I find all the Teslas just fine. They're just fine. Yeah, the Cybertruck looks weird. Looks like it belongs in Blade Runner, whatever, but I don't really have a big emotional reaction to that thing like a lot of other people do. I know as a motorsports enthusiast, I'm supposed to hate it, but I really don't care. I wouldn't buy it. It's not my thing. But that's all right. Everybody else can hate it. I don't care. I would buy a Tesla Model S. Those things are pretty hot. Buddy of mine's got... Oh yeah, here, let me check it out, Hammer. A buddy of mine's got a Model S set up for track racing. He's got all the goodies on it. Aftermarket brakes and tires and everything. And it's pretty damn nice. But shh. As a motorsports enthusiast, I'm supposed to hate electric cars. Don't tell anybody. I might lose friends over having my own opinion. Extreme sarcasm for those who can't tell. I used to hear the same arguments against turbo Subarus back when I was in high school. No replacement for displacement, and that whole thing. Ah, man. Now everybody's like, four-wheel drives and turbos are awesome. I'm like, yeah, I know. Let's see, what's the brake bias set at? 62? Yeah, that's pretty good. I guess I should look at the numbers, but here I'll just give it an honest drive real quick. Keep the tires warmed up. Feels pretty good so far. Hard to tell until the tires are warm, but the suspension feels quite predictable. The owners are not great people. Are they just sick of being attacked for owning a Cybertruck, or are they actually jerk-offs? Because it doesn't matter what you drive. If you're a jerk-off, I mean, nobody's going to like you. Doesn't matter if you got a Porsche GT3 RS. If you guys are ever wondering why I pass by certain cars at the autocross and I'm not interviewing those owners, just think about what I said. Some people I just don't need to talk to. Oh yeah. Yeah, the 10 commandments of car culture in America especially is like, you're not supposed to like EVs because they're not loud. I get that. That's fine. I like the sound of a good motor. I get that. Totally. But there's a lot of fucking people out on the freeway who would be better off in a car that can drive themselves. And they can just, look at their phone all day because, they're not really paying attention behind the wheel anyway. But for those of us that like driving, it's going to be another 20 or 30 years at least before everything is replaced by some alternative form of fuel. But it will get to the point where gasoline is for rich people only. And that is going to change the landscape a lot. So enjoy it while it lasts, folks. See, I don't really judge people by the cars they drive. I judge them by their attitude. If I walk up to somebody and I'm like, hey, how's it going? And, you know, you want to chat about your car? And they're like, what? I'm like, all right, never mind. Go to the next person. Right? And I go to somebody else, like at the autocross, and I'm like, hey, you want to tell us about your car? And they're like, yeah, let's talk about it, dude. I put so much work into this thing. I really love this thing. Nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, this person I can jive with no matter what they're driving. We got a dude that is on the board of directors now for Bridge City Autosports, and he drives like a 64 big boat muscle car thing, and he's not a jackass. You know? Like, he just likes all the cars, and he likes people being involved in the club, and he's fucking cool. His name's David. And, you know, the elitism, the gatekeeper stuff, man, it's so fucking faux pas. It's so, oh man, elitism in any form, it's not my favorite thing. Used to get that when I was making my music too. People would be like, you've got DJ sounds in your metal band. And I'm like, yep. But it's my music, so well, that's okay. You don't have to listen to it. And they're like, that's not what real metal sounds like. I'm like, well, what is it? Fake metal? Am I making fake metal? I'm like, I still scream like a demon from hell and play the shit out of a guitar. I mean, it doesn't really matter that I program my drums, does it? Yeah, D&B metal, totally. When I was young, there were only a couple of bands doing that sort of thing, like 9 Inch Nails, right? 9 Inch Nails was received so poorly, and now they're one of the biggest bands on the freaking planet. And those guys have made scores for movies. Like, so don't let the haters stop you from doing what you want to do, whatever that might be. Don't spend any time arguing with them, though. That's a waste of time. Here's how it goes with me. I understand that there is technology out there that we can use electricity to capture hydrocarbons and turn it back into liquid gasoline, so we could actually be scrubbing the atmosphere and making gasoline for our race cars at the same time. It's called e-fuels, and it's used by the FIA-WRC and Formula right now. Formula and the WRC run on e-fuels, fossil-free gasoline. So it can, in fact, be done. So there will always be that. For those of us who like the vroom-be vrooms, it's gonna be just like that in the future. You go to the racetrack, you fill up your gas. It'll probably be more expensive for fossil fuel than it is for e-fuels, but the science is in. It is the exact same size molecule with the exact potential for horsepower. Which is why the WRC and Formula are already using it. As they continue to make that cheaper and fossil fuel gets more difficult to get and more expensive, it will eventually reach cost parity, and everybody will buy e-fuels because it'll be cheaper. That's just science. I have no opinion about this. This is not personal opinion. This is not emotional. This is just the synopsis of my research. And for those who don't care that their car goes vroom vroom, which is, hey, just basically any given mom in America, dude, how many moms care that their car goes rum rum? How many moms? Right? Not very many. There are some, not very many. So the way I look at it is if my wife said, hey honey, I want to get a Tesla for the family and we'll use it for road trips and stuff, I'm gonna be like, sweet, auto drive. I can take a nap while you drive and I don't have to worry about us getting in a wreck because you've got the assistance. And we don't have to worry about getting distracted by the kids because we've got assistance. Yeah, that's great. That's fine. I don't mind that. And then all the more money for me to spend on my race cars on the weekends. Easy. Easily done. Wife wants an electric car? That's fine. I'm just gonna keep driving my race cars on the weekends anyway. Because I tell you what, man, there's no reason, there's no room and there's no reason to drive a really hot 500, 600 powered horse car out on the freeway. There's no room. And even if there was room, you just get a ticket anyway, right? So that's why we like racing. Take it to the racetrack on the weekends. We get our zoomies on. And, you know, on the way home, you let the wife drive the bus and, you know, you kick back. Go make sandwiches for the kids in the back of the RV, you know? What's up, Plow? I think what's most disheartening for me is seeing this divide over new cars versus old cars. It keeps happening. It was like Japanese cars came out, people are like, V8s are nothing. Those Japanese cars are stupid. They'll never catch on, right? And then like turbos come along and people are like, displacement only. Turbos are stupid, right? Superchargers come along, people are like, superchargers, they take power from the crank, that's stupid. You know, and then like 25 years later, everybody's doing it. You got turbos and superchargers fucking everywhere. You got cars that make 1,200 horses, and it's only possible because they've got some sort of forced induction. So now it's okay. Now it's okay, right? It's okay. You guys should check out the new Porsche. It's got an electric assist on the crank and a hybrid turbo. The power band in that thing keeps the mixture in what they call lambda, which means best efficiency, least amount of losses due to poor mixture. It keeps it in lambda through the whole rev range, which is the first time in production car history that exists. They went to a 3.8 liter motor again. Hybrid turbo, so there's less than 1 second of spool time. No lag turbo. No lag turbo. And there's mechanical assistance on the transmission too. So it's like, there's fuel saving and there's quiet cars and stuff for people driving on the highway, right? But don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Just look at what the Porsche is doing. Porsche is the one that developed e-fuels, and they're the ones making hybrid no-lag turbos. Like, dude, Porsche and other companies, they got our fucking back, bro. They got our back. They understand we do not want to get out of the vroom vrooms. This is what we do, right? So, instead of being like, oh no, it's all over, they're gonna take away our cars, which they're not. Just, you know, pay attention to the details there and you'll find that Race cars are going to be for people who are investing money in it. It will not be for everyone anymore. I know, it's unfortunate. Everybody feels like they should be able to buy a $500 Miata and just, you know, have, you know, $2 a gallon for gas forever, but I'm sorry, but those times are over. Talk to the fossil fuel companies about that. If they could stomach having a little less profit, you know, then we could have cheaper fuel. But it's their world, and we're just living in it. So, face facts. Get rich or stop racing, right? That's what a lot of people are like. Oh, you can't afford racing; it's expensive. But if you just drive smaller class cars. This is why we like rally cars. They're much more attainable. It's cheaper. Like this little Beamer Group A E30 that I'm driving right now. This is a very attainable car. Sure, it's no 1200 horsepower Lamborghini, but you know, we're still having fun, right? Thanks for the watch streak. There are basically only two ways to react to your changing world around you. You can be negative, or you can be positive. There's only two ways to react to anything, honestly. You can be like, it's not the way it used to be. I wish we could turn back the clock. Well, time travel is not yet invented, so just gotta go with what you got, right? Man, I'd love to go back to 1999 and buy a brand new RS coupe that hasn't been destroyed, turned into a rally car, but those things don't even exist anymore. Like, the Subarus, they got popular. They got really popular. In 1999, I couldn't even get my friends to look at them. And now it's like what everybody wants. Like even this guy Plow here. Even this guy Plow, he's got a Subaru. He knows. He knows. Fucking fun to drive. Reasonable economy for a decent amount of sporty. Don't have to be rich to own them. Yeah, this tuning's really nice. Hammer down. It's been very intuitive the whole time. Now, you guys ready to watch Hammer smoke me in a 3-lap race? Three laps on the nerves. But we better not mention anything about electric cars from here on out, otherwise people are gonna start to get angry. So, how about them V8s? You guys do any drag racing lately? Set any bonfires lately? You shoot any wild animals lately? Let's see, what else? Some more cliches. How high is your truck off the ground? Can you walk underneath it, or do you have to duck down a little bit? Ain't I a stinker? Make sure you got 3 laps of fuel, brother. Let's go. Edit setup. 3 Laparinos. Doing 30 liters. Right. Turn on my ventilation. And we're off.
Watch your left.
Hammer, you lead the way. I'm sure I can learn some more
Okay,
efficiency
he
off you
cleared you.
here. He's already having to slow down away from me. Hammer's fucking quick, guys. He's got a lot of the world records on the stuff here that he cares to drive. Oop, slipped the clutch in bit. Yeah, those S2000s are really nice cars, man. Sorry, I just read your chat. Concentrated on driving too much. I got a chance to drive one of those. Belongs to a buddy at Autocross, and I was impressed. They really nailed that Honda Roadster. Who knows why they didn't keep selling them? Probably just because they weren't selling enough. Margins are notoriously slim in the car manufacturing, and companies like Honda that don't completely fuck over their owners by making pieces of shit that fall apart all the time, they don't make as much money as the other companies, unfortunately. Everybody was into making exceptional products, then it'd probably be all right. But crabs in a bucket. I'm a big fan of the second and third generation of the Mazda Miatas. Those are a lot of fun to drive. The newest one's really cool too, but you know, the older ones are a little bit more attainable as far as price. Parts available on the market are really plentiful. Very popular car for autocross. Thinking about buying a Scion FRS because it's the cheapest version of the GT86 that you can get. Scion FRS, Subaru BRZ, Toyota GT86. It's all the same thing. Just got different body kits on them. So I was thinking I'll find myself a Scion FRS. A lot of people avoid Scions now because Scion as a brand doesn't exist anymore. But that's because they don't know that it's a Subaru engine and a Toyota transmission. So the parts are still available. Scion as a brand is gone, but all the parts in that car are still available. So I'll buy a Scion, and I'm just gonna strip it down to nothing and make it a race car anyway. So I don't really care what brand it is. Like, I'm not looking for bragging rights. I don't need it to be a Toyota GT86. You know, I don't need the GR badging on it. I don't care about that stuff. I make race cars, not show cars, right? So I'll buy a Scion, strip it out, put a custom cage in it, put like a heartily built 2.4 liter in it, because that's what the second gen BRZs have, and they're pretty easy to do a swap there. Put some limited slip stuff in it, some nice suspension and brakes. And that'll be my autocross and hill climb car. So I'm hoping to pick one of those up by the end of the summer, maybe. One of the really nice things about living on a budget for the last 8 years is I've got my cost of living down to about $2,000 a month. And I just got a job where I make about, let's see, what is it? About $5,000, $6,000 a month. So every month I'm gonna have like $3,000 or $4,000 to fuck around with. So it is not gonna take me long to save for a trailer for the Impreza. So when you guys wanna borrow the Impreza, you can pick it up with the trailer and everything. And then I can use the dolly for my BRZ. If I ever do put a body kit on or anything on it like that, I will make it a Subaru, because that's my brand of choice. I like those Rocket Bunny kits. They look pretty fucking nice, but not necessarily that brand name. You know, just something like that. Wide body BRZ with some nice aero nose cone, big ol' wang. So when I take it out to the track with my friends, just have a little bit of fun. So I'm not like trying to be a professional racer or anything, you know. I'm just a weekend guy. Just want a cheap car that's fun to drive. And it's time for a rear-wheel drive. Like this kind of car, I would love a BMW E30, but it is so much more expensive to own this car because of the availability of parts. It's a lot cheaper up here to just own something like a Toyota or Subaru, Mazda, because here in Oregon, where we're basically just across the ocean from Japan, so we get a lot of Japanese parts here really cheap. I know a place where we can get motors for like 1,200 to 1,500 bucks. I'm sure if I lived in Germany, though, I could go for a BMW. It's all about the parts in your region, you know? Reconnected with one of my old racing buddies from high school, this dude named Tony, and we used to do racing games together, like Rally, Colin McRae, stuff like that. And we got to talking about racing and autocross and what I'm doing now, right? And so he was like, oh man, I could come autocross in the car that I've got right now. And I was like, hey, what you got? And he's like, BMW 750 or something, you know, some big old fat sedan Beamer thing. It's pretty sporty, but I'm just like, oh, there we go. People buying with their eyes instead of their mechanical understanding. Like, yeah, it's a good looking car, but oh boy, new motors for that thing are $10,000. Obviously, there's a lot of room there. You can buy used motors and stuff like that. But just like, if you had to take it to the dealership and get a new motor in it, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. Might take a while to get there, too. I like racing stuff that's off the shelf. That Ford Focus has been really easy to find parts for over the last 5 years. Subaru Impreza is going to be a little bit harder to find parts for, but we got lots of friends in the rally community now, so we should be able to find cheap used stuff from people secondhand. Like we put plexiglass windows on Jacob's rally Impreza. So we took out the old glass and we took out the motors and everything. And so he just gave me those motors to put in Cookie's car, because the one in Cookie's car, the motors are really worn out. So just stuff like that, you know, keep helping people build race cars, and we'll be able to scavenge off old parts as we go. That's why that old Impreza is going to be very economical to just leave it the way it is. I'm not going to put 600 horsepower and 15 pounds of boost in it, because it's going to be an instructional car. And if you guys want to drive 600 horsepower, you're going to have to buy your own car. But we'll get you started at 130 horsepower. I slipped onto the grass. Fuck. Oh no, Aiden, you did the thing. You did the thing. You had an NC Miata, and now you got a 2014 Camaro? Bro, it goes good in a straight line, but oh man, don't you miss the cornering of the Miata? Like, Camaros are nice, they're fun, they're not bad. But like, oh man, I would miss the ability to go around a corner without losing the back end. I like a good balanced car like that. Rottage, the TH8S is made for people that don't want to pay for the metal version of the TH8A. I don't know anything about its longevity, but the only thing I have to say is if you divide $150 by 15,000 hours, that's how many hours I've gotten out of my metal one. I don't think the plastic one would ever last 15,000 hours. This is the one I've been talking about too, this shifter right here. Plastic one is made to be cheap, and I'm sure it is. As you get into sim racing equipment, you will learn that there's cheap stuff available, but you'll end up buying 4 of them when you could just buy the slightly better stuff and it'll last longer. Like anything that's got a wear part, anything that's made out of plastic, it's not going to last you that long. Just keep in mind that these companies are in the business of making money. So they don't care if it doesn't last more than a year, because they'll just make you buy another one again. Probably somewhere between $150 and $180 for a TH8A still. But that's because they're built like tanks. And you know what? Because of that, you could buy a used one. It's probably totally fine. So if you're looking to save some money, why don't you look for a used TH8A wherever you decide to buy used equipment. Personally, I would go to eBay. If you can buy a used TH8A for $100, you're doing really well. And I do a lot of rally racing, right? If this shifter wasn't worth its money, you guys would know about it already. I would have already replaced it. It's been so reliable. I did the upgrades to shorter stick, detent pack. For those of you who haven't seen what I'm talking about, it's over in the driving hardware section of the WRF Discord. Because I was just sharing those links with Rottage. You might even find one that somebody's already modified. Because, like, if money was no object and I could just buy whatever I want, there's definitely higher quality sim racing equipment out there. But something I've always looked for is if you're on a budget, but you don't want to just keep buying the same piece of crap over and over again, you got to do a little bit of homework. And that's what led me to the TH8A. Was everybody saying how they could not believe how robust it is. They could not believe how long it's lasted. And the same was true for me. Like, if I remember correctly, Rottage, you've already got the G923 Logitech wheel. That's pretty good for entry level. Like, I wouldn't suggest going any lower than that to somebody that was like just starting out and they wanted to know what to buy. I would tell them to at least start there. Or in the Thrustmaster series, you've got the TS. The TSs are really good too. And that's what I had just before I started using this direct drive that I bought from Hammer. But even on that, you get into professional level sim racing stuff, you can buy it used. A lot of the time, it's still totally fine. And it's just, like my buddy Hammer there, he bought like the next one up. Like he bought like the Simagic Ultra or whatever the hell it is. And this one was just sitting in the closet. So he was happy to sell it to me, one of his friends, for a cheap price. And I like, that's the way to upgrade if you're trying to save money. That's the way to go. Get used stuff off of friends or people you know. Yeah, always try to look at that. Aiden's got the point right there. Always try to look at that on how much you're actually going to use it, right? If you're only going to use it twice a year, dude, on G923 or 920, totally fine. Totally fine. But if you race all the time, you're definitely going to wear it out. And as if you're racing all the time, you're definitely going to get better. And as you get better, your skills are going to demand a higher level of hardware. But it's a natural progression for all of us. Like, I am anti-gatekeeper even when it comes to the cost of doing building a sim rig too. So there's no reason not to just start somewhere. That's totally fine. Like my buddy Hairless, he just pulled his TMX, which is like a T150. It's the lesser Logitech than the one that you have, but it's a Thrustmaster, but it's lesser than the one that you have. He just pulled that out of the closet, started working with it. But he's actually got such skills now that he's noticing that he's not going to last long on it. He's going to want to upgrade pretty quick. But it's the same progression that we all go through. I've had this conversation thousands of times with people, which is fine. That's what I'm here for. But there's like, you know, just avoid the bottom of the barrel stuff. Try to go with the mid stuff if you can. And in some cases, you might find a deal on the pro stuff. Like, Hammer Down, he sold me his DD and the wheels that the pedals and the direct drive base that I'm using right now as a package deal. Because he had already upgraded everything, so all that shit was just sitting in the closet. And he did me a solid as one of his friends and sold it to me for a hell of a deal. And that was like last year that I bought that shit off of him. I just had it sitting, waiting for me to get an adapter for it before I could even start using it. It's like the resale value on cars. Same kind of thing, right? Like if you buy the cheapest fucking car on the market, when you go to sell it, it ain't gonna be worth shit. If you buy like a medium grade car, when you go to sell it, it's gonna be pretty decent. It's gonna hold a lot of its value, right? And then if you go buy like a really high quality car, they keep their value for a very long time because they're just engineered that way. Same with the sim rig stuff. Buy once, cry once. That's what we always tell each other. Like, I'm about to put a new clutch on my dad's Ford Focus. And I learned this from him. So he was like, oh, we should buy a high quality clutch and a slave cylinder and all that stuff. We did a bunch of shopping on it. And we found like the medium grade. We avoided the cheap stuff. We don't need brand new from the Ford factory stuff. We bought medium grade, so it's a little bit better than stock. So it'll last. And we avoided the junk. Because the cheap stuff is where you really lose your money. Like, it's really easy to fool yourself into thinking, oh, I'll just buy this cheap one and that'll be good enough for now. But then you buy another one next year. And then as soon as you bought two, like in this case with the shifter, as soon as you bought two, you paid for one metal one. You know? So it's like, my advice to you in this specific category is to just find a cheap TH8A used. Take your time. Don't try to order something this week. You know, just work with what you got at the moment. Get the shifter when you get a good deal on it, you know? Don't sweat it. Don't buy your stuff too fast. Take the time. So it is really easy to waste money on garbage. And then, you know, on the other end, if you've got stuff that's working, you know, just run it till it drops and then replace it with something else. Yeah, there was some Miata talk, that's for sure. You've had 11 of them. Holy shit. There you go, guys. There's some advice right there from the man. He's had 11 Miatas. All right, what do we want to do now, Hammer? Yeah, NAs and NBs, right? I wish there was Miatas on this game. I'd just drive them right now that we've been talking about them. Let's go Spa, because it's a cult classic, and Group C, because I know both you and I love Group C. Oh, yeah, those are some nice tires. That's a lot of tire for a little car. That's pretty cool. Do you mean, Aiden, do you mean the Camaro is just what you drive? Oh, the password. So I assume you're trying to join us. Cunt Cross. This is Hairless's dedicated server. I think I'm gonna change the playlist here. Let's do. Rodage, nice joke. I did the exact same thing. I had a Logitech shifter just laying around, and I used it as a handbrake for a little while. But I'll tell you what, man, after doing all of these funny things, I can tell you a couple of things. You don't need a handbrake, because you'll learn how to control the car with weight transfer. And you don't really need a shifter either. You can just deal with your paddles for now. That habit where we shift lock, you know, like downshift into a corner, that's what you call money shifting in real life. You don't do that. You don't downshift into a corner. And then with the handbrake stuff, handbrake is only for when you run out of rotation, so like hairpins. But you can successfully do hairpins with absolutely no handbrake. And if you were just my student and I was teaching you how to do this, I would teach you how to do it without a handbrake. This is the lesson that I learned from our friend Kip Tischer, who is a rally instructor and an ice racing champion. He does not, he just sold his BMW, but he did not have a handbrake setup in his BMW. What was that, I-430? I-230? Little inline four, two-door coupe. I forget what model it was, but there is a video on the YouTube channel of me riding in the passenger seat with Kip in his car, and no handbrake needed. I mean, suit yourself, you know, you want to do it, do it. I just tell you, don't do it because you think you need to in order to be competitive. So the first thing I tell everybody is just work on your own skills. Don't compare your times to other people. Like, I know it's really common for people to be like, isn't that what racing is all about? Comparing your times to other people? But first you've got to get through training. So don't worry about that stuff till you got through training. Just put down clean times, get a little bit better, get a little more comfortable, and the rest will come. Like, some people have like a really negative attitude about this kind of thing, and they're saying the exact same thing as what I'm saying. And they'll be like, you don't need any of that, just concentrate on driving, right? They're like really negative about it. And I think there's actually a lot of fun to be had in low-power cars with no handbrake and no limited slip differential, like all this stuff. You'll learn car control before you start leaning on technology. Like, one of the reasons that I like to drive these old Group Cs is there's no ABS, there's no traction control, they're H-pattern cars. Like, this is the original GT1 before they had any help. So what you learn on this is to control your own throttle. Because traction control is just a fuel cut, right? Anti-lock brake system is a brake cut. And this is all stuff that you can do yourself. Now, if you're doing this on like a really, really fast car, like say you're driving in the GT3 class, it's already proven that you can brake faster with ABS and you can push harder with traction control. But all those drivers in those classes, they still know how to do it without that stuff, right? So imagine how much faster you'll be if you learn how to weight transfer a car and then you add a handbrake later. Like, you can watch my rally streams. I very rarely use the handbrake. Very rarely. Pretty much just hairpins, or those rare times where I misjudge the braking zone and I need a little bit more rotation. Tires are still cold. Yeah, like Hammer says, even in classes with ABS, it's still better if you threshold brake, right? So if you just stomp on the brakes, you're not learning how to threshold brake. And then what do you do when you're driving a car that has no ABS? You really want to know these skills. One of the things I do to get used to a new car class is I'll drive it on the wet. I'll take this track, even this track combination here, and I'll just put it in the rain. I'll take away traction so that I have to work on weight transfer and being smooth. And then when you get a feel for the car in the rain, you can drive it in the rain, then you know you've got a really good handle on the dynamics of the chassis, you know, where it's going to kick out, where it's going to grab back, and you can do it at a slower speed. And then when you put take the rain away and you got a dry day, you still want to make sure your tires are nice and warm. It's things like this that a lot of video games overlook. So, in a lot of cases, people look at video games and they think they're all the same, but there's a few out there that pay attention to tire modeling and the track temperature and the tire temperature. And like, if you slide too far, the tires overheat, they go gooey and they lose all their traction. This is one of those games. So far, the rally games are not that serious. Like, they try. WRC got a little bit closer. But like DR2, the traction in that game is super forgiving. The only way that you're going to get low traction training in that game is to drive it on wet days or like snow or something like that. And in those cases, like, here, I'll demonstrate. In order to flick a car, you just go brakes, turn away, and turn in. See that? See how much rotation I got out of that? Just by the way that I'm braking. I might as well have had a handbrake on that. But you don't really need it if you know how to do this. Where you brake, flick it in. See, I got all the rotation I need. One of the first things that my friends have taught me is to brake earlier than you think. If you're hitting the brakes going into the corner, you're already too late. You want to be braking before you turn the wheel. Brake first, then turn the wheel. Go brake, coming off the brake, turning the wheel. Oh, hit the grass there. It's like street cars, they don't have enough power. They're not going fast enough for us to have to worry about this for the most part. If you go into a corner and you're like, uh-oh, I'm going too fast, and then you hit the brakes, whoosh, sliding off the road you go. And the real thing that you should be doing is letting off the gas, letting the car rotate in, and then gassing it again. Because brakes don't really have a directionality to them, you know? Like you're in a corner and you hit the brakes, it's still braking straight. It's gonna tend to just understeer off the road. Now, if you don't have any interest in learning how to drive for real, none of this matters. Get your H pattern, get your handbrake, go to town, throw the car into the corner at the last second, and brake. And then you'll do this. You'll understeer, and then you'll have to figure it out, right? And see how sloppy I came through Eau Rouge that time because I braked after I turned. This is the key that we learn about all forms of racing. Is you brake first, and then you turn. And you're turning as you're coming off the brakes. And then when you're ready to leave the corner, push the gas. Drifting is a whole nother thing. But if you spend a lot of time drifting on a racetrack, you'll cook your tires, and you won't really get a lot of laps in. You can do a couple of hot laps until you cook your tires, but like if you do any kind of endurance racing, like even if it's just like 10 or 15 laps, you definitely don't want to drift all the time. Tires get hot, and then you've got no grip, and you're making all sorts of mistakes. You're extending the time that you need to spend braking because your tires and your brakes are all hot. But never mind all that. For now, you got a wheel. If you want to pull out your flight stick and use it as a handbrake, go for it. But there's really cheap ones out there. Like you can just buy a cheap eBay handbrake for like 35 bucks or whatever. That'll be fine for now. So I remember gathering, pretty sure Rodage, you said you're on PC, so you can mix and match whatever you want. Just go buy one of those cheap eBay handbrakes and have fun. You'll get used to the rest. But if it's like your last 40 bucks and you have to choose between a handbrake and buying food, buy food. You don't need a handbrake. Okay, now I'm gonna go up Eau Rouge, braking and then turning. So brake, turn, gas. See how much cleaner that is? Actually went up the inside of the corner too hard. Coming off the brakes, or coming off the gas onto the brakes here. Slowing down, gas through the corner. Brake off the brakes. That point where you come off the brakes that the car will suddenly rotate for you. Kind of wish I was driving the Dodge Viper now because that's a really good car to show how that works. These work though. Brake and lift. brake, lift, downshift, gas through, lift, gas through, brake, off the brake, gas through. So I'm going to give you the same advice that I give everybody else about how to start with rally racing too. First, drive the front wheel drive cars and get really good at throwing the front around. Like, just go hog wild with it. Use the gas, use the brakes, find it. You'll find it. Where you push really hard on the brakes, and the moment that you come off the brakes, that's when the car will go into the corner, and that's when you want to command it with the gas. What's up, Smokey? How you doing, man? So since you can do all of this with weight transfer, you don't have to prioritize having a handbrake. In fact, a lot of dedicated instructors out there will tell you, don't buy a handbrake. Now, I'm not saying that. Buy a handbrake if you want to. Just don't feel like you need to. Good evening. Hammer, Aiden, and I are just doing some laps on Spa in the Group C cars. You guys are welcome to join if anybody's got this game. Group C is all base game, so you don't have to have DLC to drive these cars. Maybe after this race, or maybe half an hour, whichever comes first, I'm gonna raid you guys out to whoever else is out there racing. Just having a bit of fun because I was here. We'll be doing lobbies tomorrow morning on WRC. So Smokey, if you're around for that, obviously, you're welcome to join us. Jeff too. What's up, Jeff? We've been smoked and Jeffed. And there's the Bish. What's up, Bish? There we go. That was a proper road rouge right there. Now the tires are all sticky. Brakes and downshift. One thing rings true in all forms of racing: smoother is faster. The less you upset the balance of the car, the more you keep your traction, and the more you get to decide where to put the weight in the car. high school, my friend Tony and I would go do go-kart racing on the weekends. We'd spend so much time doing go-kart racing because, like, a lot of the kids there at the arcade, you know, they do a few laps, but they'd spend most of their time playing video games. But my buddy and I, we would be out there in the go-karts like the whole weekend, just driving our freaking faces off. And I had trouble catching him. He was actually pretty good at it. Oh, thanks for that. But I had a lot of trouble catching him. He was really efficient. And that's what we learned about doing all that with the go-karts is that, you know, we'd bring other friends out there and they'd be like, oh, you just chose the fast car. And he'd be like, swap me. And he'd beat them in that car. And they go, oh, well, now there's something wrong with this car because you were driving it the whole time. And he's like, fine, swap, choose any car. Choose any car. Choose any car. Any cart. Anyone. Any one of them. He's like, it's not the cart. It's being smooth and efficient. So right now my tires are cold, so all my braking distances are going to take a little bit longer. But I can still practice the racing line. Just going to start braking a little sooner here. Still going to turn in at the same point. Still going to swing all the way out over here and all the way back in so that we're facing the apex before we hit the power. Still going to brake here at the same point. Keep it straight until I'm ready to turn. Nose is on the apex, all the way out to the end, all the way out to the side, nose through the apex, all the way out. Go to the braking zone, same thing, don't turn until you're off the brakes, and magic. Be a little bit more gentle on the gas on the outs because the tires are still cold. Pretty much drive 90% of the same line as long as you're gentle. Keep it smooth. Brakes and off the brakes. I like to be over here so I can go brake pivot. Makes it a lot easier to exit this straighter and wider. Using that little bit of the shoulder roll on the right side of the chicane to your advantage. Alright guys, ready to do 5 laps? Yeah, I'm not going to press continue yet. Be careful not to make yourself exit the race, so don't press anything. After Aiden comes in and it switches to the next screen where it says continue, you could accidentally make yourself leave the game there, so don't press anything. I'll be right back. I got to do a bio break, and then we can do this race. I guess I don't get to use that excuse. Aiden's like, I haven't been sim racing in over a year. What's my problem? All right, we're advancing. Time for tunings. If you want to tune, check your fuel. 5 laps. I think it's 5 laps. Let me double check. Sessions. 5 laps, yes. All right, I'm ready when you guys are. Yeah, these cars are definitely a handful. I drive these to stay sharp and not depend on traction control and ABS and all that. I spend a few rounds driving on these, and then when I go back to GT3s, I'm very, very confident on low levels of TCS and ABS. No worries, Rodage. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Catch you later.
Watch left. Clear.
Don't worry, Aiden, I don't corner dive. I never run into people on the track if I can help it. Certainly don't muscle them out. This is why I like playing with full damage, because it forces you to race cleanly. We're not doing damage right now, but
One on your left.
You outbraked me. Sorry about that. It wants me to give you your position back, so go ahead and keep going. See, that's where people online that you don't know and you're not friends with will be like, why are you slowing down so much? And they'll write a report about it. I'm like, why don't you just go around them? If they're slowing down so much, just go around them. Because if you're super fast, you should not have to be on the optimum racing line. You can pass people off of the optimum line if you're actually a good driver. People are like, but I'm faster than you, and that means I get the optimum line, and that is incorrect according to the rules of racecraft. If you're the faster driver, it is your responsible to pass cleanly. And judging by the track times, Aiden and I are very closely matched here anyway, so I think my car is faster in the corner than his are, but he's going to catch me in the straights.
Left side.
Oh, there's Hammer. Let's go.
Okay, clear.
Hammer's giving us a head start. Let's go.
2 lengths behind you. 1 length back. You've got 2 lengths back.
Oh, what do you mean, the British flag? Is that what you're talking about?
1 length behind.
You'd be surprised how much hate you get
2 lengths
online
behind.
for having an American flag next
Still
to your
2
name.
back.
I have learned over the years that it's just better to not have an American flag. Sometimes I do Finnish or Scottish or UK or something. Not that I don't love my country, but it really sucks that
1 length back.
Americans are known for being such assholes on tracks.
He's 2 lengths back.
Uh-oh, Hammer's in the pit. Just gonna wait for him to catch up to us real quick. Looks like he's moving.
2 lengths back.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and Hammer's here. Let's go. I'm a little light on the gas here because I'm letting you guys bunch up with me. Hammer, why don't you take the lead and let Aiden follow you, and I'll try to stay with you guys.
2 lengths behind.
Give these folks a good show, you know. If you guys were just here to watch me drive race cars, we wouldn't have a fucking channel. See, if the people that you're racing with are actually your friends, they will watch out for you and not crash into you. And like Hammer, he's always slowing down just so he can keep pace with us and have a little bit of fun, you know? He's got nothing to prove beating the two of us out here on Spa, you know? This guy's probably got the world record on this track. You can learn a lot from just, you know, following along with somebody who's faster than you are. Oh, we lost Aiden. He went in the grass here. Yellow flag. This is how we race with our friends. If we lose somebody, we yellow flag.
One on your right.
Stay moving so we don't
Clear.
get DQ'd.
Right side. Clear now.
Oh, Aiden's back at the pit. He retired. Damn it. Damn it, Aiden. Why'd you do that? Did you run out of fuel or something? You don't have to do that, bro. Could have raced with us. Go ahead, Hammer. Let's go. Ooh, I went a little bit wide there. Okay, no problem. Getting a grumbly in my tumbly. Ankle's killing you? Yeah, I feel that. I sprained my ankle a couple weeks ago, actually. You know, if you go into where you do the control mapping on this game, calibrate the pedals, just push the pedals down as hard as you like. They don't have to go to 100. That's what I do to make it really easy to press the brakes. Just for future reference. I understand if you're taking a break now, but for future reference. I think I got my brake mapped to like 38% right now. Tell when my air tear's turned off. Back starts to get all sweaty. Cheap ass sim racer hack, guys. If you find that your back gets really hot while you're racing, you can get a chair pad made for like a regular automobile that has fans in it. I got mine on like, you know, Amazon or eBay or whatever the fuck for like $40. And it is nice. And I can tell when it's turned off because my back starts to get hot. Oh, if you're hovering the clutch, dude, if you know that, Aiden, I mean, obviously, you know, it's a bad habit. You'll figure it out. You'll break that bad habit eventually. But what you can do is actually add a dead zone to the bottom of your clutch so that if you are hovering the clutch, it's not activating it. I recommend that. Oh, shit. Oh, man. That was over quick. All right. Let's do one more set, Hammer, if you're down. Otherwise, I'll just raid out right now. If you want to do one more set, we'll give us like another 5 minutes quali somewhere. We'll do a 10-minute race. You're up? Okay. Let's see. What should we do here? Okay, first, I need to go to the control page. Let's do... Silverstone GP in a GT3 set. Hammer, I'm assuming you've got all the stuff. Do you want to do Dodge Vipers. I fucking love these Dodge Vipers, man. Oh, I guess we should see if Aiden's got it too. Aiden, do you have a... Oh, we could do something low power if you want. Aiden, do you have these cars? If you don't have these cars, it'll let you choose the car, but then it'll kick you out of the lobby when we start. So I can switch to something else if you want. You have all the DLC? Okay. Dodge Viper race it is then. Hammer, you stay on that color. I'll get the blue one. And then we'll have 3 different... Oh, wait. He's Aiden's already got the blue one. Let's see. I'll take the gray one or... here, I'll do the white one. There. All right. Now, don't ready up. Otherwise, the timer will get away from us. I'm going to make the quali 5 minutes. And I'm going to make the race 10 minutes. Because after that, I'm going to go get some dinner. Freaking laser. That's from fucking Austin Powers. Freaking laser. Okay. It looks like we're ready now. You guys good? Super carts are low power. Yeah, that's true. Hammer's always into the super carts. Aiden, you want to do super carts? Adjusting your pedals to be farther. Yeah, that's nice too. But like, if you calibrate the pedals, just for the people who don't know, you can go like this. And like I do, I just go like to 38 with the brake pressure. So I never have to push it very hard. Just nice and easy, just like that. Just pushing up against the rubber bumper on there, you know? That way my knee doesn't get worn out. Up for anything. Okay. Hammer, you get your wish. We're going to do supercarts. Finally gets his wish after all these years. Supercarts. All right. Choose your liveries. I'm going to take the red and black. And then go ahead and click start when you're ready, so I know you guys are good. This track should actually be pretty damn fun with supercarts. Oh, right on. I wasn't thinking about my number. I'm always just going for the colors, red and black. Or black and red. Something like that. Silver, white, black, red, chrome. It's the team colors of the WRF. That's what I go for. Okay, Hammer, you got a setup on this shit? I assume you do. He's always got a setup. '96. Yeah, it's funny with the Even in the autocross group, people are always like, I want this number and I want that number. And it's like, everybody wants like the famous numbers, right? 69, 420, etc., etc. I did get the 555 for our Impreza, so I was happy with that. Nobody wants the triple digits in the autocross, though. They always want the double digits. So there wasn't any competition up there. Thank you, sir. Gotta load this tune from Hammer, and we'll go for a drive. Oh, God. Oh, man. The fucking force feedback on this thing. Holy shit. It's a good thing I got it mapped to the steering wheel here. Or to the keyboard. You just crank it down. Use about 70% on most of these cars, but I like having the overhead in case I jump in a car and it's too weak. Tires are still cold. And now there's flat spotted. Farther potentially. Down to 60. This is definitely not weak, even though I turned it down to 60% on the supercarts for the force feedback. It's just this wheelbase is so damn powerful. It's almost like I'm driving a truck, even though it's just this little baby cart. When I came out on track with it at 100, that was way too much. More stable than I'm even used to yet. I don't think you need to use the clutch on this. Could be wrong, but I'm driving it sequential here. I'm not using the clutch. I think it's actually, don't flat shift it. That's what you're feeling. If you flat shift it, it'll go ring and then bam into the gear, right? So don't flat shift it. Let off the gas between clutching or between gear shifting. Yeah, just let off the gas between gear shifting. That'll work just fine with your paddles. You shouldn't have to use your clutch at all. It's just got a go-kart clutch, right? So if you try to flat shift it, it'll slip a lot, and then it'll lock into the gear all of a sudden and cause it to go crazy. So just let off the gas between shifts, and you might do it on the downshifts too. Yeah, lift to shift. Yeah, Hammer's saying it. There, lift to shift, so you have to lift to get a faster shift. Yeah, totally. So yeah, let off the gas, shift it, put the gas back down, and if you put the gas back down all of a sudden, it might slide out too, so it's a little tricky. Yeah, totally. All right, here we go. Got 6 laps, 7 laps worth of fuel, something like that. Let's see, yeah, let's just do 7 laps in case we slide out a couple times, or at least that's what I'm gonna do. Then I'm gonna go make some dinner. So, guys, who is streaming out there? Who's driving stuff? I guess we'll figure it out in a minute, but if you guys have got suggestions on who you'd like to raid, let me know. Over the 2-stroke goodness, yeah. Same thing here, put it in first, and then let it grip.
Left side. Okay, clear.
Whoa! Yellow flag! Okay. Hammer, you lead the way. Let's go. Green flag. Oh, he's going over here. Okay. Braking. Oh. Almost hit the brakes too hard, which sends you spinning. Baby.
Half length back. Car right. Clear.
Oh, there's Hammer. He's waiting for us.
Car right. All clear.
Touch the fucking edge, damn it. Keep forgetting I don't need to ride the bumpers in a go-kart. There's plenty of track without riding the fucking curbs. Hammer might be stuck in the dirt. Hit the reset button, Hammer. Should be activated on this server. Yeah, Mighty Mouse, we're in the supercarts. Like little baby formulas. Okay, Hammer's moving now. He's just 15 seconds back. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay, we can go. 3, 2, 1, and he's here. Hammer, take the lead. Let's go.
Too wide, left side.
Oh, we lost Aiden now. He's moving. 2 seconds. 1 second. And he's back. Let's go.
Left
Oh, I
side.
stuffed it. I'm back. It's fine. It's okay. I'm moving. Man, we are having a time of it, aren't we? We're just gonna keep on medium pace here because I see you guys moving. Yeah, Mighty Mouse, eating's good. I do that at least once a day.
Half length back.
It's good to
Watch
eat
your
dinner.
line.
Sometimes I skip
One
breakfast
length
and lunch.
behind.
I skipped breakfast today. Hell, I skipped lunch today too. I think I had a small snack.
One on your right. He's clear.
I was just too busy. I was out doing bids and taking care of paperwork for my new gig. And I jumped on to do a little bit of racing. Working up a good appetite for dinner. Uh-oh. Oh, Jesus. Those curves are killers. Trying to kill us. Oh, that was a good corner up until the point where it wasn't. What these things do in automatic? Oh, they actually shift okay in automatic mode. Huh. Must be handling the auto flip. Just want to keep my hands on the wheel. Shoulders getting tired. Had a big day yesterday doing handyman stuff, so arms all worn out. Oh, coming back. Oh shit, through crash there. So close. Looking at the radar. Oh shit! I saw that swing, Hammer. I was thinking, that looks like a good line, and then he spins out in the apex. Oh, Aiden's still off back there too. Hold on. 4 seconds. 3 seconds.
Half length
2,
behind.
1. Okay, he's here. Just keep going, Aiden. We'll chase you down. Just go, go, go. Just go. Just go, man. Just go.
One on the left. You good. You're clear.
These things are all about the smooth inputs. Too much stabbing on the brakes goes wild. Too much stabbing on the gas goes wild. I need the echo effect for that.
He's cleared you. Left. Okay, he cleared you.
Yellow. That was it. So much for my gag. I was gonna do that like a video game, classic arcade game, you know, final lap, and that was it. We're crossing the fucking finish line. So I was thinking we're doing 5 laps. Yeah, you might be able to get that. Did a lot of work out there, Aiden. Keeping that lawn nice and clean. All right, who's out there streaming? Who can we raid? Thanks for hanging out, Hammer and Aiden, so I don't have to drive by myself all evening. I do appreciate it. Let's see who's doing the racing things. Yeah, I like the supercarts too, Hammer. I don't mind them at all, and it does teach us how to be more subtle, right? I think it's good training. It's like, if you get too aggressive, it does punish you very quickly. Okay, I think I'm going to raid Izzy, because she's a member of the WRF and the rally community as a whole. DJ Soulwalker is playing WRC, though, so if you guys want to go that route, he's doing lobbies. Soulwalker's doing WRC lobbies. So go hang out with him if you like. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for some WRC lobbies with Freitas and whoever else wants to join up. Cheney, you're just in time for the end of the show. Sorry, buddy. We're going to go hang out with Izzy. I'm going to go make some dinner. If you guys are around this evening, though, we could do a few laps later. Cheers, guys. So Dizzy's just doing some Minecraft. You guys come hang out there if you want to. DJ Soulwalker is playing some WRC, so I'm going to give him a shout out. That way you know where to go if you haven't met him yet. He's one of our homies that co-streams with us on Sundays for Sunday rallies. And in the meantime, while I'm waiting to start my new job, we're doing extra lobbies on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings too. So feel free to stop by, hang out, jump in if you want, or just lurk, or just swing by, whatever you guys want to do. No big whoop, no problem, no pressure. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to subscribe to anything. You don't have to donate anything. We just like it when people to come hang out. Peace, guys. We'll see you soon. I'm Nate McCrash, and you are the World Rally family. See you at the next service.